Hello students, welcome back to e-learning class. I hope you all happy to study with the teacher all together, and today we study about conversation. So please take out your conversation books, textbooks and notebooks. Please take them out to study, and one more, please try to study hard all together. Okay? So before we go to our new lesson, I would like to review you the previous lesson that we studied last time, which is about lesson 13, talking about the weather, part 2, page 48. Okay, so at that time, Victoria, she seemed a bit out of sorts. It means like she was sick. Okay, so she always feels drowsy on rainy days because it was been raining since 6 o'clock in the morning. So the weather was so depressing, right? And then Rebecca cheered Victoria up, said Victoria would feel brighter, would feel better. And then Rebecca asked Victoria about her trip. Oh, how was your trip to Paris last week? And then Victoria replied, it was a wonderful experience. Okay, it's spring there, so the weather was mild, was warm. Okay, and French food is delicious too. And then Victoria asked back to Rebecca about the weather. How has the weather been here, Rebecca? We had some thunderstorm and heavy rain every day. So that's unfortunate, right? That's sadness. But Victoria has one good thing about that weather that has rain. So the only good thing about the weather like that, it can keep her cat Nancy to stay at home instead of roaming around the neighborhood. Because of what? Because the cat's also afraid of the rain too. Okay? And Rebecca, during the rainy season, she usually go to the cinema with her friend. Okay? And that sounds good, right? So Victoria, she want to join too. Okay? So she asked Rebecca to join for this time, and Rebecca agreed. And then Rebecca said, of course, they all be delighted. Okay? They all be happy all together. Okay, so we finished part 2, page 48, right? Now we're gonna study about part 2, page 49. But before we go through it, I would like to ask you some questions first. Number 1, okay, where do you want to go for your annual leave? Annual leave here I mean like vacation. So on your vacation, where do you want to go? For me, I want to go to my hometown because I want to visit my grandparents. I miss them so much. Okay, so one more question. Question number 2. Okay, what country that you want to visit? For me, I want to visit Thailand because I heard that in Thailand there are many kinds of spicy food, which is my favorite. Okay, and the climate there good as our country, which is warm and welcoming. Okay, so now we go to our new lesson altogether. This is our lesson 13, talking about the weather, part 2, page 49. And today we study only vocabularies because there are many difficult vocabulary here. And it is important for us to know, to understand well about vocabulary because it is easy to read in the whole conversation in page 49. Okay, on page 49. Okay, so let's start. Vocabulary. Number 1, cheerful. Cheerful here means like happy. Example like I am cheerful. It means I am happy. And number 2, gloomy. Gloomy here means like depressing, comfortless. Example like gloomy weather. The weather is depressing. Number 3, interesting. Interesting here means like attractive. Attractive. So example like she is interesting. It means like she is attractive. Number 4, improve. Improve here means like become better. Like we should improve our speaking. Okay. Number 5, book. Book here, not the book that we read, but book here, it means like reserve or buy. Example like, I reserve a seat or I buy a ticket. So, which means that book, okay? Number 6, vacation. Vacation here means like annual leave. The vacation time, the time that we rest from work or study. And number 7, fun. Fun here means like in love with. Example like, I fun, okay, am fond of that island. It means like, am in love with that island. Number 8, atmosphere. Atmosphere here means like environment, the situation of a place, okay. And number 9, island. Island here means like the land surrounded by the water, okay, the land that's surrounded by the water. And number 10, splendid. Splendid here means like beautiful. Example like, this is splendid island, this is beautiful island, or the sea is splendid, okay, splendid. Number 11, paradise. Paradise here means like heaven. Heaven here, okay, the place, okay, of a god, the God's place, or the place of an angel, okay, such a place of a god or angel. Number 12, fishing. Fishing here means like catching fish, okay. Example like, my father like fishing, okay, fishing. And number 13 here means like diving. Diving here, swimming underwater, swimming or exploring underwater. And number 14, torrential. Torrential here means like heavy or hard. Example like, heavy rain, it means torrential rain. And number 15, downpour. Downpour here means like rainstorm, the rain that has storm. And number 16, fascinating. Fascinating here means like very important, okay. So now, with the vocabulary with me, I did for one vocab, I did 3 times. Okay, so now let's start. Lesson 13, talking about the weather, part 2, page 49. Vocabulary, number 1, cheerful. Cheerful, cheerful. Number 2, gloomy, gloomy, gloomy. Number 3, interesting, interesting, interesting. Number 4, improve, improve, improve. Number 5, book, book, book. Number 6, vacation, vacation, vacation. Number 7, fun, fun, fun. Number 8, atmosphere, atmosphere, atmosphere. Number 9, island, island, island. Number 10, splendid, splendid, splendid. Number 11, paradise, paradise, paradise. Number 12, fishing, fishing, fishing. Number 13, diving, diving, diving. Number 14, torrential, torrential, torrential. Number 15, downpour, downpour, downpour. Number 16, fascinating, fascinating, fascinating. Okay, so now open page 49 altogether, textbook. Okay, already. Let's start. Lesson 13, talking about the weather, part 2, page 49. Okay, so what are the picture number 13? Mark here, right? So Mark come and greet to the ladies. Hello ladies, what makes you so cheerful on this gloomy day? What makes you so happy on this depressing day? Okay. Number 14, Rabika. We're having an interesting conversation. What's it like outside now? Okay. She asked to Mark. So number 15, Mark reply. Mark answer. Oh, thankfully, the weather has improved a lot since this morning. The weather has become better in this morning, since this morning. And number 16, Victoria. Mark, where do you plan to go for your annual leave for your vacation? Number 17, Mark, I've booked a vacation to Thailand this year. Okay, I like tropical countries. So tropical countries mean like the country that hot and wet. Okay, the climate is always warm and welcoming. Okay, good climate. And number 18 here, Mark, I'm very fond of the atmosphere of the Thai islands. So I'm very in love with the atmosphere of Thai island. Island means like the land that's surrounded by the water, right? And continue, the sea is splendid, the sea is beautiful, and it's a paradise for people who enjoy fishing and diving. And then he showed a picture of his fishing, right? And number 19, Victoria asked to Mark, is there any time of the year when the weather is poor there, is bad there? When the weather is bad there? So number 20, Mark answered, yes, at the end of the year, the monsoon's air, bring torrential downpour, bring heavy rainstorm. Okay, and continue. Would you like to see some fascinating picture of my last vacation to the island? Okay, and then he showed his picture of diving, right? Because he wants to show his fascinating picture to them. Okay, so now let's repeat me all together. I did 2 times for each. Okay, so let's start. Lesson 13, talking about the weather, part 2, page 49. Number 13, hello ladies, what makes you so cheerful on this gloomy day? Hello ladies, what makes you so cheerful on this gloomy day? Number 14, we're having an interesting conversation. What's it like outside now? We're having an interesting conversation. What's it like outside now? Number 15. Oh, thankfully the weather has improved a lot since this morning. Oh, thankfully the weather has improved a lot since this morning. Number 16. Mark, where do you want to go for your annual leave? Mark, where do you want to go for your annual leave? Number 17. I've booked a vacation to Thailand this year. I like tropical country. The climate is always warm and welcoming. I've booked a vacation to Thailand this year. I like tropical countries. The climate is always warm and welcoming. Number 18. I'm very fond of the atmosphere of the Thai islands. I'm very fond of the atmosphere of the Thai islands. The sea is splendid and is a paradise for people who enjoy fishing and diving. The sea is splendid and is a paradise for people who enjoy fishing and diving. Number 19. Is there any time of the year when the weather is poor there? Is there any time of the year when the weather is poor there? Number 20. Yes, at the end of the year, the monsoons bring torrential downpours. Yes, at the end of the year, the monsoons bring torrential downpours. Would you like to see some fascinating picture of my last vacation to the islands? Would you like to see some fascinating picture of my last vacation to the islands? Okay, so I hope you all understand it well. And now I have one exercise for all of you to strengthen your knowledge, okay, to make you understand more about it. Okay, so now let's start. Here is your exercise, and this exercise wants you to fill the missing words in the gaps. We have 5 sentences here, okay, so please go to it in page 49. You will find out the answer, okay, so please try to complete it all correct. Okay, so I give you 3 minutes to do it. Okay, let's start. Time's up. So now let's check the answer with me all together. I hope all your answers are correct like me. Okay, so number 1, we having an what conversation? We having an interesting conversation. Interesting, I-N-T-E-R-E-S-T-I-N-G. Okay, so we having an interesting conversation. Number 2, the weather has improved a lot since this what, morning, afternoon or evening. So the weather has improved a lot since this morning. Morning, M-O-R-N-I-N-G. Okay. Number 3, the sea is what? The sea is splendid. Splendid, S-P-L-E-N-D-I-D. Okay. The sea is splendid. Number 4, it's a paradise for people who enjoy what? Enjoy fishing and diving, right? Fishing, F-I-S-A-I-N-G. Diving, D-I-V-I-N-G. Okay, so it's a paradise for people who enjoy fishing and diving. Number 5, at the end of the year, monsoon spring what? So at the end of the year, monsoon bring torrential what? Torrential downpours, right? Torrential downpour, T-O-R-E-N-T-I-A-L, torrential. So about downpour, D-O-W-N-P-O-U-R-S, right? Torrential downpours. Okay, so at the end of the year, monsoon spring, torrential downpours. Okay, so now with me all together, I did 2 times for each. Okay, so let's start. Exercise, fill the missing words in the gaps. Number 1, we're having an interesting conversation. We're having an interesting conversation. Number 2, the weather has improved a lot since this morning. The weather has improved a lot since this morning. Number 3, the sea is splendid. The sea is splendid. Number 4, it's a paradise for people who enjoy fishing and diving. It's a paradise for people who enjoy fishing and diving. Number 5, at the end of year, monsoons bring torrential downpours. At the end of year, monsoons bring torrential downpours. Okay, I hope all your answers are correct like me. Okay, so thank you so much. So before I give you the homework, I would like to ask you some questions first. I want to know that how many percent that you understand our new lesson. Okay, so let's start. Number 1, okay, when Rebecca asked to Mark, what's it like outside now? So what is Mark's answer? His answer is, the weather has improved a lot since this morning, right? And one more. Number 2, where does Mark want to go for his annual leave, for his vacation? So where does he want to go? The answer is, Mark has booked a vacation to Thailand this year, right? Okay, so number 3, why does Mark want to go there? Why does Mark want to go to Thailand? Okay, because of what? Because he likes the tropical country. It is always warm and welcoming, right? And the last question is there any time of the year that the weather there become poor, become worse? Okay, so at the end of the year, the monsoons bring torrential downpours, right? Okay, so here is your homework, which is fill the missing letter in the gaps. So we have 10 words here. Okay, so try to complete it with the missing letter. You can go to read our new lesson about the vocabulary. You will find out the answer. Okay, so thank you so much for paying your time, okay, watching this video, and I hope you all understand the lesson well. Okay, so take care everyone. Thank you.